Hey guys, how's it going? We're going to do things a little bit differently right now because I'm just going to walk and talk with you a little bit because I've got some things that are kind of on my mind. And normally this channel is all about fun and remembering fun things from the past and all that. But, last several days I've been watching closely this whole Vince McMahon scenario. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people that are wrestling analysts, and some of them are people that have actually worked in wrestling and have actually worked in the WWE and have actually worked for Vince McMahon. And I gotta say though that like if stuff that's coming out, if it's all true, then yeah, it's just horrible. It's like absolutely awful, and I find myself, struggling a little bit with my fandom because I'm torn between being a fan of 80s WWF and being a fan of WWE and what they're doing, and being completely disgusted and mortified with some of this stuff that's coming out. And I haven't read all 60 some odd pages or whatever of the complaint. I have seen some of the text messages that were sent, and it's just horrible, like completely graphic and pornographic text messages and stuff, and it's disgusting. It really is. And I don't know, it's one of those things where WWF was a big part of my life when I was a kid. It was the World Wrestling Federation. I always looked forward on Saturday mornings tuning in to the Superstars of Wrestling, which came on at about 11 o'clock on Saturday mornings. It came on right after like Saturday morning cartoons were over, so I would always tune into that. And then, WWF pay-per-views growing up, watching them on video, and Vince McMahon was on commentary for a lot of that. And at first, when I was a kid, I always thought that Vince McMahon was just a commentator, but then come to find out, oh no, he's actually the owner of the WWF, and he's actually created a lot of the storylines and characters that I grew fond of and was a fan of growing up. So these recent things coming out, has got me kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of torn between being a fan of WWF and WWE and being completely disgusted and mortified with some of the stuff coming out. But anyway, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know the details, and I'm not an investigator, and I'm not even really an analyst. I'm just a guy that's a fan that's got stuff on my mind, that's been watching this story closely. In fact, all other news stories have kind of taken a back seat to this one, because the last couple of days I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about this thing because I'm interested in hearing what a lot of people have to say, people that have been in the business and people that have worked for Vince. I'm interested in what they have to say because, it's interesting, and I don't know how deep this thing goes. I don't know who knew about it or, how many people were complaining. I don't know. But I do know one thing, that this channel is going to continue, and we're going to continue to do fun things. We're going to continue to talk about fun things. We're going to continue to share memories of fun things. And I'm going to continue doing action figure matches for the for the very few of you that have actually watched those. But I'll still do them. And I'm gonna talk about the Rocky films, being as how Carl Weathers, the actor that played Apollo Creed in those movies, has just passed away. And so in honor of him and in honor of his work in those films, we're going to talk about those films. Now, I'm probably at first just going to sum all the movies up in one video. I'll try to give a brief summary of all the movies. But Carl Weathers is part of, the first four of those movies, and then in kind of a way, he's also involved with the last three of those movies. So, but we'll get into that, and we'll talk about the Rocky films, and also I'm going to talk about an old television show that was on in the 80s and 90s that I always loved. It was a sitcom. It was ridiculous. And it's a show that probably wouldn't be able to be made today because of some of the content on it. It wasn't like horrible, but it was kind of raunchy on occasions, but it's kind of one of my guilty pleasures that I don't mind admitting that I do watch it on occasion. Actually, because it streams on Hulu, a lot of times after my wife goes to bed, I'll watch a couple of episodes and then go to bed myself. But anyway, we're going to continue to do fun things. We're going to continue to talk about fun things. And this channel is all about the fun. We're all just about the fun, the memories, and the looking back and the nostalgia. So watch for those things and watch for those videos coming up. So thank you for listening. And if you are one that just skipped this one because you didn't want it, it's fine. it's all good. Believe me, it's fine. But anyway, that's gonna do it. I'll see you guys next time.